Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to 2026. In today's video, we'll be breaking down all the new UK immigration changes that will be taking effect from January this year and all the future changes that are coming. The ones affecting those that are yet to move to the UK and those already in the UK. So stay with me while we'll go straight into the details. My name is Tochi, or welcome to my channel. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up as you're watching so YouTube can recommend it to more people because everyone needs to stay updated. To all my returning subscribers, you guys are amazing. You're welcome back to this video. Happy New Year, guys. Thank you for always watching and sharing my videos. And if you're yet to subscribe, please click on the subscribe button right now. Thank you. Now, guys, what are the changes that we're expecting in the UK from January of 2026? Firstly, from the 8th of January 2026 is almost here. That's from next week. New applicants for skilled workers, scale up and high potential individual visas will need B2 English. That's a higher standard than the current B1 from the 8th of January 2026. Currently, it is B1, but now from the 8th of January it's going to be B2. It's a higher standard, so you need to prepare more because we all know that English language is one of the basic requirements for a skilled worker visa for dependents when you want to apply for your settlement and all of that, you know. Even say they want to make it compulsory for dependents now before entering the UK to show proof of English language, because before now it was just the main applicant that would show proof of English language and then move into the UK on a skilled worker visa. Dependents would just apply for dependent visa and you didn't have to show proof of English or anything as a dependent. At least that was how most of us did it. You would only have to show proof of English language as a dependent during, when it's time to apply for your indefinite leave to remain. But now they're now saying that they want to change everything. They want to also make changes to the standard or the level of English language that you write. So now it's a higher level, a higher standard of English language. So it means you have to prepare harder, even though I know that if you read, so long as there's a material for us to read, just there's a guideline or something, once you read, know that you're still going to pass because it's us, right? Nothing scares us. I don't think there's even any exam that will come out that they will give you something to read and then you now read and not pass it. So I don't think anybody needs to be worried too much about that because we speak good English and I'm very certain that would ace the exam as well. They also mentioned that they want to change or look into the Life in the UK test. I want to make some changes and modify and everything. Also, changes to permanent residence rules are planned to begin in April of 2026. I'm sure we all have heard there's been a lot going on with permanent residency rule, how they want to change the timeline and everything. Even though they said that consultation is ongoing right now, which is going to end by February of 2026, but House of Commons is saying that it's likely to take effect, or the plan is for it to begin by April of 2025. Now, this also brings me to the next question, because remember that the government said, in their proposal that it's going to affect those in the UK already. That's their plan. And it's going to be those that came into the UK from 2020, and then those that are on healthcare visas and all of that, like the low skilled level jobs, will now have to wait 15 years, right? Now, my question is that if they plan for it to affect those already in the UK and those that moved to the UK from 2020, they're going to apply it selectively. It's going to affect some people or will not affect some people. Just look at this, because those that moved to the UK in 2020, from January 2020 already, are already due for ILR. I'm sure some of them would have put in their application already, because you can apply 28 days before, So some of them would have put in the application by December already. Some are already putting in the application by January now. And the consultation is going to end by February. Now, after that, we'll now hear what the decision is and all of that. So that means those that will be applying for ILR until the point where they make that change and make the decision will not be affected. So it's going to affect only half people, maybe people that came in later in the year, and then those that will pass will pass. How do they plan to do that? I really want to see how they plan to pull this off. Like, obviously, in the coming months and weeks, we're going to hear from them. But I'm just really curious to know how they want to pull this off. Will people keep renewing visas for 10 years? Like, is there even anything they're going to put in place for people? Or will they be stuck in one job? Like, I feel like they have a lot of work to even do to settle those that are already in the UK. And they will save themselves that stress if they just let people here slide and just let the rule apply to those who are yet to come. Because it's okay to now see it on the table and say, oh, ILR for UK now is 10 years, it's 15 years. And if you now decide to come into the UK, knowing or having that in mind, that's fine, right? Will migrants have to wait 10 years for indefinite leave to remain? Of course, this is the question that a lot of people are asking, and this is their answer. So they said that the government announced more details of the proposal on the 20th of November 2025. And the baseline qualifying period for many migrants will be 10 years, but some people will be able to qualify sooner, while others will take longer. The qualifying periods will now depend much more on each person's individual circumstance. Okay, well, if it's each person's individual circumstance, which means that two people that came into the UK in 2020, one person might get ILR in 5 years, another person, the next person might get in 15 years, the next person might get in 10 years. It just depends on the individual personal circumstance. Okay. Anyway, let's just wait and see, right? So, for example, people in higher skilled jobs who earn over 50,270 or work in public sector, healthcare and teaching roles could still qualify after 5 years. Okay, yes, we know that. And then the same goes for people sponsored for a family visa by a British citizen and those on the Hong Kong BNO visa. Yes, we know that already. And then if you're volunteering in the community, we would allow definitely to remain after 5 to 7 years. And then that one also is another one that's confusing. 5 to 7 years if you're volunteering. Would they also be the ones to determine the extent of the volunteer that will earn you 5 years or 6 years or 7 years? And how will you even know? Because this one is not specific. It says 5 to 7 years, you get, but let's just keep waiting. I feel like it's even going to save them. It's like it's going to even stress them out trying to figure this out. So it's just better they let it slide and let everybody in the UK just get ILR after 5 years as have been promised. Guys, are you with me? Okay. So, but those working in medium skilled jobs would take up to 15 years. And then refugees will take 20 years and all of that. In addition, the minimum requirement for permanent residence will be tightened. People will need more advanced English. We already talked about that as well. And then personal income, 12,570 for 3 to 5 years. This includes family visa holders and Hong Kongers. So these plans may change following the consultation that runs until 12th of February 2026. But let's not be faster than ourselves. Let's just wait for them to tell us what their decision is, you know. And another one is that there's also increase in maintenance funds for international students. And this one has taken effect already from the 11th of November last year. If you're planning to move to the UK to study, you will know that proof of funds has actually increased, okay? So you know what to expect. So to study in the UK, students must prove that they have enough money to cover course fee or living costs for up to 9 months. And the amounts required depends on where you will study, whether you're going to study in London or outside London, because studying in London is obviously more expensive, okay? Cost of living in London is higher than if you're going to be studying or living outside London, okay? So it is now 1,529 per month for courses in London for up to 9 months, and 1,171 per month for courses outside London for up to 9 months. And remember that obviously the rule is that this fund must be held for at least 28 consecutive days, and the end of that 28-day period must be not more than 31 days before the date of application. You guys know that this is following the rising cost of living in the UK. I don't even think it is only in the UK alone. Cost of living is increasing everywhere. And the government is increasing this to ensure that international students are able to take care of themselves. Okay, because the idea is for you not to work as much. You're only allowed to work 20 hours a week as an international student in the UK, right? And also we know that the one for graduate visa as well, according to the House of Commons, the one for graduate visa is going to take effect from January of 2027. So not this year, but 1st of January 2027, where graduate visa will be reduced to 18 months because currently it is 2 years. And they also answered which immigration categories will be affected by the settlement changes. It says that most of them, so most of immigration categories, even if some groups remain eligible for permanent residency after 5 years, people in those groups, such as stay-at-home parents with no income, might be unable to meet the toughened minimum requirements. So it's a bit tricky. We're just waiting for them to give us more details, you know. Will people already in the UK be affected? The consultation says we propose to apply these changes to everyone in the UK today who has not already received indefinite leave to remain. This would mean that those who are due to resettlement in the coming months and years will be subject to the new requirements for end settlement as soon as our immigration rules have changed. So the Home Secretary told MPs that the immigration rules will begin to change from April 2026. And obviously this is subject to the final outcome of the consultation, which invites views on whether there should be transitional arrangements. This transitional arrangement is what I feel like is going to stress them because they're going to put a lot of things into consideration, like how they want to separate those that will apply in 5 years, how they want to separate those that will apply in 7 years, those that will apply in 10 years, in 15 years, what those people are going to be doing, you know, the salary requirements, because if you're earning up to a certain amount of money, you can apply in 3 years. If you're earning up to 50, you can apply in 5 years. If you're volunteering, you can. Like, guys, the rules are just too much. It's just everywhere now. You know, if you came in 2020 or 2021, you'll be affected. If you do like this, we can consider you. Global talent is 3 years. I feel like it's way easier now that it's just the same for everybody. But when they now start differentiating it according to individual circumstances, the traditional arrangement, will you be on a skilled worker visa for 10 years or 15 years? How often are you going to renew your visa? Would they be giving people only 3 years visa? So people will be renewing every 3 years or every 2 years. Those paying IHS fees, will they keep paying yearly for 15 years, for 10 years? Like, it's a lot to think about. This particular transitional arrangement is going to stress them. Like, I'm sure they'll be figuring out how to do some certain things, or, you know, but it's not for us to worry about. It's for them to worry about. All we have to do is just wait and see, okay, what the outcome or what the decision will be. Exempt some people already in the UK. The accompanying press release suggests that this might be considered by borderline cases and everything. So will there be changes to settlements apart from the qualifying periods? Yes, as immigration lawyer Nick has said, this will be the biggest overhaul of the UK's immigration model for 50 years, right? As already mentioned, the stricter rules on income and English language ability would affect people irrespective of their qualifying period. So it's affecting everybody. And in addition, the consultation says that accompanying partners for people on work visas will now need to qualify for indefinite leave to remain in their own right rather than alongside their sponsor. It also flows the idea that those granted settlement might no longer gain access to the welfare system as a result. They will stay on no recourse to public funds, with the right to claim benefits restricted to British citizens only. So they are planning that even after you get indefinite leave to remain, you will still not gain benefit. You don't have access to benefits or anything until you become a British citizen. So these are some of the changes that we're expecting. And trust me, whenever anything comes up, I'll let you guys know. Okay, so yeah, that is it for today's video. I want to hear what you guys think about this in the comment section. Remember guys, this is not an immigration advice. This is strictly for information purpose. Okay, if you need an expert's advice or opinion, do well to get it. This does not replace it at all. So yeah, that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.